I'm about to get it started. What's the deal? What's the deal, guys? It's about to go live. Oh, shit. I need to find that clip. Hold on for a second, guys. Let me pause this for 1 second. How do I pause the live? Fudge. Damn, I don't know how to do it. Damn. Let me see if I can find my shit. Wait, what the fuck? Why did my shit keep ending? By the way, guys, if you are on Zoom, if you got any questions before we start the podcast, you guys can ask questions. Okay, I found it, and we're good. Yo, Russ, my bad, bro. I owe you a phone call. I'm gonna give you a phone call. I gotta make a few phone calls when this shit is done. But we're about to get started. By the way, we got the Zoom call open too. So if you guys are on Patreon, just join the Zoom call, and we could talk, answer some questions when it's all said and done. Clean this shit off a bit. All right, guys, you guys ready for the podcast? Let's get it started. Drop the ones in the chat. We're about to get started on this podcast. Let me make sure everybody's ready. Drop the number 1, and we'll get started. Give the live some likes. Drop your ones. Drop your ones. All right, let's get it started. Damn, who can guess what podcast number this is? I hate sometimes, like most of the time I'll be prepared beforehand, but a lot of the time I'll be forgetting what number we are. Let's see some guesses. I think it's like maybe I think we definitely in the 150s. I'm not sure if it's 154. You're 22. You got a lot of time for your beard to grow. Don't worry about it. I'm fucked up about it, babe. Let's talk about it. Replace? No, I'm trying to play the shit. Why this shit all difficult? What the fuck?
Yo, bro, I have a question.
Shoot, man, shoot.
All right, so me and my girl were together for like 2 years. We lived together for a year and a half.
Okay.
I did some shit. I kind of just like was texting slash sexting
Okay.
two different girls. She caught me up.
Okay.
She dipped out and moved out like the next day. But I never actually met up with those women. In fact, I stopped talking to those women like a week prior to her even finding anything out because I had realized I wasn't trying to lose my girl in the first place.
Wait. So I got a little question because Defon Simpson just asked me some wild stuff. So, you said that you got caught up texting another girl, and that's where my mind kind of blanked out. Say it again from there now.
Okay, so I was sexting another girl, but I never actually met up with that girl. Like I stopped talking to her because I realized like, nah, this isn't worth me losing what I got.
Okay.
So I stopped talking to her, but my texts backed up to the laptop, which my girl then saw. And then she dipped out literally the next day after us living together for a year and a half. My question is there any way I can get her back considering everything that's happened?
Well, there's a few things to consider. Of course, you can always get anybody back. It may take some time, you know. That's first and foremost. You can always get anybody back. Did you watch the Get Your Ex Back video series that's on Patreon?
Yeah, the three-part series or whatever. Yeah, I saw it. I saw the whole thing.
Did you watch the fourth?
No, I wasn't sure there was a fourth actually.
So you watched the first three on YouTube. You didn't watch the fourth.
Oh, the fourth one was the one about manifestation. Yeah, I saw that one.
Kind of, sort of, not exactly, but it's still putting in work. Yeah, you can. But one thing's, and this may sound a little silly, but when a girl really truly loves you, you cheating doesn't always make her leave you. You know, this it kind of goes back to how they say love is blind. Well, what the fuck she doing seeing? You know what I'm saying? and it's funny, but there's a lot of it's routed in a lot of truth. And I can tell you firsthand because I've cheated plenty of times, and I don't cheat anymore, but I've been honest about a lot of things, and girls haven't left. And some do, but it's never that easy. You can never just pick up and leave something when you are in love with somebody, right? Now that's one. My thing is she just left. She never said anything to you, no conversation or nothing. How'd that go? Did you call her? Did you ask to speak to her? What happened?
So she left, but then we continued to hang out for like 3 to 4 weeks after that. And then she kept like, essentially in her mind, she kept trying to make it work, but she couldn't work past it. So at some point she was like, no, this is enough for me. Like, I don't think I want this now or ever. Like, I can't get past what you did. Because she just like, dude, like she took a picture of the messages and like kind of reread them over and over and over.
You ain't even really cheat, if we being honest.
Right. I mean, that's the way I saw it too. But but in that situation, I wasn't going to try to say that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you kind of missed a lot of steps. I would say it's a little fucked up, but there's a video that I compiled, and it's basically how to get away with cheating. And I know a lot of guys who message me all the time who said they've seen that video and they've had a lot of success implementing it, but you're a little far gone. And cheating is not something I commend. Now, as far as your situation goes, just for future references, whenever you get into a relationship, set boundaries and talk about and discuss things that are going to be boundaries. Things like, what do you consider cheating? The things you don't consider cheating. Because if you never set these boundaries, then it'll always be whatever they want it to be. You have to give your relationship structure, right? And that's why I advise everybody to get the relationship course, which is finally out. And because I remember this one kid that did coaching, and his girlfriend broke up with him. Even crazier, a lot less than what you went through. His 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 girlfriend's sister his girlfriend's sister's boy ex-boyfriend's little sister, right, saw him at the bar. She saw him at the bar, and she said that, oh, your boyfriend was dancing on another girl. Like, he was at the bar just chilling, having fun dancing. And she said that that was cheating. Not something she saw, not something she could verify. And she heard it from her sister's ex-boyfriend's little sister. But because he didn't set boundaries on what he would consider cheating, he was considered cheating for dancing. Now, you do have certain girls that are very different. Certain girls have certain boundaries. But usually, in most cases, there's an underlying, thing to it, because most girls don't leave for shit like that. Now, some sexting, I guess, right? But as far as your situation goes, do you still even talk to her?
Nah, so like on January 9th was the last time we spoke. And then ever since then, it was just like, hey, I don't want to fix this. I don't think I want this now or ever. I still don't fucking get why you did what you did. Like, please just leave me alone. So after that, I remember what you said and what a lot of other people say is like, don't beg, don't plead. So I left it alone.
Yeah.
And I told her, hey, like, I love you. I'm trying to fix this shit. I still want to be with you. But if I can't get you to want to be with me, like, then there's really not a whole lot I can do. But just understand that I'm still here. And that was it.
Yeah, no, you shouldn't have done that. Because you're always going to be there. You left yourself still on the table. There's no FOMO when you say, I'm always going to be here for you no matter what. So what if she decides to go out and do her thing and come back to you and says, well, yeah, I got over it. I really miss you and I love you. Now I want you back. No, that's not heroic, because at the end of the day, you don't have your respect. You're sitting there begging and pleading, and you lost your respect. Because, like, all right, well, you know what? I get it. And that's the thing when it comes to cheating. And that's why, I always tell guys, if you cheat, you're trying to get a girl back after cheating, you're going to endure so much BS. You're going to endure, because you feel guilty and because you feel bad for what you did, and you actually really love your girl. And what you were doing, you're probably just having fun chilling. You didn't think too much about it. You're just being you. And it's just being a man, but doesn't justify it. But now, because you were guilty and you were caught, you're going to tolerate being disrespected. You're going to tolerate bad behavior. You're going to tolerate her doing all types of shit that you normally wouldn't tolerate. So because you didn't say, all right, well, you know what? I love you. I respect you. And I apologize for what I did, but I'm going to just let this situation go. And a lot of women can't wrap their head around that, because it's like, how dare you? You cheat on me, but you're going to leave me? No, I'm not leaving you. I already apologized. I'm trying to fix it. You don't want to fix it. So I'm not going to sit here wasting my time and crying over spilt milk. And what that does in the psychology of a woman is like, the nerve of you, one. Two, look at the strength you're showing, right? Because it's like, you were in the wrong. How dare you walk away from me? And three, they never get that closure. What you did by sitting there talking to her and begging and pleading her, you gave her so much closure. You lost your respect because you weren't able to walk away like a man and just say, you know what? You want to leave? I'll let you leave. But I'm not going to sit here and beg. I'm going to have dignity. I'm not going to sit here and do all this shit. I fucked up. It is what it is. There's nothing. You said I can't get it back. There's nothing I can do get it back. Why sit here? Why sit here and just beg? You understand where I'm coming from?
Right.
And you should have did that, because you didn't give her an opportunity to miss you. You didn't give her an opportunity to, like, even not necessarily forget about it, but you didn't give her an opportunity for nothing. You make a situation a lot worse when you do something and a woman says she wants space. You got to give it to her. And that's why it's good to take space after doing something like that. because you don't give her that chance for closure. You don't give her a chance to talk about and try to understand why you did what you did. And on top of that, she'll miss you. So I don't advise cheating, but it's definitely a time to take space and a gap in things.
Right. So the only reason I didn't take the space is because she kept coming back. So I assumed that was her like trying to actually work shit out. Right?
No, but that's the time that's the space that you need. That's something you have to use to your advantage because you need to give her some time and space. Now, one thing that I will tell you is if a woman asks for space and you don't give it to her, then you're making things worse. You're making things a lot worse. And remember, you can never change her mind. You can only change her emotions. And what more are you going to have a woman in her emotions than after cheating, not speaking to her? Because then that FOMO kicks in, and then it's like, damn, like he cheated on me. Now he's going to leave me for the girl too? Like, no, I can't have that. Women get very competitive. Not all, but a lot are like that. And a woman will readily admit to that, be like, oh yeah, he cheated and I tried to get him back. But it's different because now, and I've seen guys do this, and this is something that my uncle would do. It would be like, it's crazy shit ever. He would he would cheat on my aunt, and then like he would leave. He would leave, and then like she was so afraid of losing him because he's providing, he's doing all those things, he's taking care of her, take care of the house. She would apologize to him. It was the craziest shit ever. She would apologize to him because it was just like she thought that she was doing something wrong. So not only did she catch him cheating, she didn't get a chance to talk about it. She got mad, would yell, and then he's out. Wasn't seen for a week. And back then there was no cell phone, so it was just like, what the fuck, right? And but there's a psychology to it, though. There's a psychology to it because you're not giving a chance to discuss. But back to my point, the one thing I would say is where you fucked up is not like giving her a chance to have that space. And you should have just been like, well, listen, I think we need to take our space, honestly, or just don't answer. But a lot of people aren't gonna come to that conclusion. A lot of people aren't gonna realize that and understand that because that's something that only has to be taught. No one, no one is gonna ever just know that off the back, unless you just do it by mistake or you have to take space. But one thing that I say is you definitely messed up by not giving her the space because one thing that women will do, and some women do this in a relationship, is they'll take the time to get over you while they're with you and use you as a coping mechanism. And it sounds like while she was with you, she developed all this hate and let that shit play over and over and over in her head, so much so to where she didn't even want you anymore. Now she's getting disgusted. And you keep pandering to her. You didn't give her the time and space to miss you. You didn't give her time and space to let that shit settle in. You didn't give her time and space to have all these questions build up. You didn't give her time and space to miss you. You understand? So I would say in your situation, because you did a lot right after, I don't know. Now, if you do that last process and hammer that shit in the head, but there also has to be a release. You can't obsess over it. You have to come to a space where you want her back, but you don't want her back. You got to want her back so much where it's like, whatever, I don't give a fuck anymore. Well, that's in reference to making it happen, doing the mental work and creating a new paradigm, right? So you kind of fucked up with that part, I'm not going to lie to you, and that makes things worse. You can try the last part that's on Patreon, but other than that, I would say for now, definitely no talking, no texting. Are you guys still like friends on social media?
Nah, she actually blocked me literally on everything. And then because of that, I just left it alone or whatever. But I haven't spoken to her since literally a month already.
So maybe it's only been a month. But yeah, you got to leave that alone. And you've done a lot of damage, and I'm not gonna lie to you, made things a lot worse. A lot worse. So I would say leave that situation alone for now. Take your space and just let things take its course. No spying on her page from fake accounts, none of that shit. No pulling up to her job. Just give it the space it's needed. And maybe
I fell all the way back. I haven't done anything. I don't look at any of those shit because, I mean, I was initially like when everything first started, and then for a while I was like, dude, like this is just a detriment to my mental health. Like I'm not trying to watch any of this.
Yeah.
She was posting a bunch of like random hateful videos on TikTok, all like aimed at me, like all the time, every single week. It was like, yeah, my ex did this and my ex did that, and I'm like, damn, bro, you're over here just telling everybody our business.
Yeah. Well, if you were good and there's a way to turn that around because it's still emotions. The emotions are still derived. It's a hate and love thing at the same time. But yeah, I would say just leave it alone for now. You got to give it its healthy space. And because you didn't give it the space it was needed in that moment, you kind of make it worse. I've dealt with a lot of situations, so many situations, especially like right after high school, like that, when you cheat and then like, you make the situation worse by trying to get the girl back so bad. Yeah, you got to give it its space. And yeah, don't be looking at her shit because that I can imagine that doesn't help you at all.
Yeah, no, not even like last, like I don't know, a couple weeks ago or something. My boy told me about it because his girl still follows her. He's like, yo, she's still posting shit like it's at like how my last week has been or whatever. And then it was just like, oh, my physical or my current traits, and it said hateful bitch. And then he's like, bro, like, if you're happy, why is she saying, like, if she was happy, why would she be saying that she's a hateful bitch?
She's a hateful bitch. I don't understand.
Yeah, like she's calling herself that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand what that's all about. Maybe she's hateful because she doesn't like what you did. But you got to understand, when a lot of women are scorned, they end up doing like real crazy shit that doesn't make sense. You ever heard of a woman scorned? And it really doesn't. Not all women are like that. Some women do take the time to heal from a situation and work on themselves and elevate themselves, right? The real the women that use a bit of logic. And I think this is one thing that'll probably ruin it for you. Ever wanting her back. But when women are really hurt like that and they can't get over it, a lot of the times they end up doing crazy stuff, and they get on these apps. They end up catching a whole bunch of bodies until they realize this is not for them. This is not what they want. Then they end up getting treated like trash, and then they collectively rack up about 10 to 8 bodies, or maybe even more. Because they're hurt and they feel like, and a lot of their friends be in the area, oh girl, you need to do this. You need somebody to help you get over it, and then they're open to everything. They're open to everything to just get that out of their head. But that's never the solution, But her being hateful is just, maybe she's just so upset with what happened. But I'm pretty sure if you told me you guys dynamics, it could be routed in. It's a little more than just that, because I done got caught sexting. I done got caught SEXing, and I ain't get left for it, like, ever. I don't know. Maybe you need to put that thing down a little better. No, I'm fucking with you, bro.
I mean, like, I don't even get a chance anymore to do that, but I don't know. I just be thinking about a lot of shit sometimes.
Well, yeah, I would go into dynamics and see why why that happened, but we're about to get into this podcast, so let me finish this podcast, and then we can take more questions, and we could probably elaborate on your situation a little more. No problem. Oh, Russ, you were right. It is 154. Man, Russ be on it. All right, guys, drop the ones in the chat. Let's get ready for this podcast. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry about that. That wasn't very gentlemanlike of me. I'm not a gentle motherfucker now. I'm a nice guy, but not a gentleman. Ain't nothing about me gentle, baby. Oh yeah, what was Defund Simpson's question before we start? He said, I don't know, Defund Simpson been on some weird shit lately. I ain't gonna hold you, it's my bro and all, but he had tagged me in some sus shit. I'm just like, bro, why would you tag me? What was his question? If y'all could repeat it for me. Does anybody know what his question was? Would you run a train? What's another guy? But didn't he say like a mother or something? He said, would you run a train with two dudes? I don't know about two dudes. Listen, I'm gonna tell you guys something. I had a bad experience with two guys, one girl. It wasn't crazy. Nobody touched me. Well, yeah, nobody touched me. Nothing got on me. But let's just say we don't do that nowadays. And yeah, OD haram. But listen, I was a shell teen. I was a fucking afrit. Stuck for the law. I was a bad kid. So I've did a lot of things. I've probably did everything sexually that's not considered gay. Everything that's not considered gay, possibly, I've probably done. So yeah, I've done it before. I won't do it again. No. We gotta have some self-control. Yeah. So tell Defund Simpson I answered this question, but that question was a little weird. Yeah, we're gonna do a Q&A after the podcast. We're gonna be up for a little bit tonight. But anyway, let's get into podcast number 154. I need some water before we start. Give me a second. Ugh. All right. I put a whole. I know y'all get annoyed with this question. He said, "How the f am I supposed to be in 4 places at once on Valentine's Day?" Hit the link in the bio and subscribe to Patreon. There's a perfect video for that. A perfect video for that. I gave you guys like a whole blueprint and everything. That's why everybody needs to be on Patreon. All the answers to life is on there. Anyway, let's get into the podcast. All right, guys, podcast number 154. Today we're going to be talking about being independent will make her be obsessed with you. And it was actually a really good video that I saw earlier when I was on TikTok. And this video actually helped me understand a lot of why a lot of my situations, if I talk to a girl or relationships, end up the way they do because I put my purpose first. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. But everybody in the chat, just make sure we're running up the likes. So we're going to get into the podcast now. If you know how the podcast goes, we always play a song and then we get right into the podcast. So this is J.O. Say It Ain't. And then after the song, we will get right into the podcast, number 154.
Yeah, nigga. This is that big Hollywood shit, nigga. You copping that shit you wish you could get. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking around out here, man. Fuck you thought it was, nigga. You know how we do it, nigga. We doing back-to-back shit. Ain't no stopping, ain't no motherfucking breaks, nigga. This shit ain't for the weak. So tell them niggas, watch out. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas saying ain't so. Saying ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is, yeah, you know I'm too bold. But you still sleeping on me, niggas saying ain't so. Saying Ain't so got it figured out. Try to be the nice guy, but now I'm on a different route. Probably got your girlfriend in my crib, just trying to dick it down. And best believe I kick her out if she don't plan on putting out. Yeah, cause I'm a dog, I'm a fucking dog. Got a lot of bitches, but I'm always trying to fuck some more. Yeah, so what you want from a nigga? I done found out the game, and they don't be loving niggas. I'm good, I'm all set. The way I do my own thing, yeah, they all vex. Out here calling shots like a motherfucking rap. Whole time y'all was playing checkers, I was playing chess. Man, this shit a mess. I'm going blow. Ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm going roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas saying ain't so. Saying ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold. But you still sleeping on me, niggas saying ain't so. Saying ain't so that I'm back, nigga. Tell Shorty that I'm in. She know he a whack, nigga. Doing all that yapping. He just hating cause my stack's bigger. Hit it from the back. I'm the one that got her ass bigger. Yeah, and I'm a boss. I'm a fucking boss. Feeling like I'm Cali, baby. I ain't never took a loss. Nah, and I'm a y'all with the cross. Putting on for my city, and I put that on the cross. So I'm good. I'm all set. Who's real, who's fake? Man, let's put them to the test. I ain't worried about a thing, baby. I ain't never stressed. Ben thought I was that nigga. Man, I must confess. Bitch, I've been the best. I'm going blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm going roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas saying ain't so. Saying ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold. But you still sleeping on me, niggas saying ain't so. Saying ain't.
All right, guys, that would Say It Ain't by J.O. But let's get into today's podcast. So I was saying earlier that when I was on TikTok, I had saw a video, and it was a video of a woman talking about this type of man makes a woman chase her. And I was like, wow, that really resonates with me. And I knew it had to do with your purpose, but the way she explained it from a woman's perspective helped help me really understand what she meant. So let's play the video and then we'll elaborate on it more. But it's really contingent on you being on your purpose. I just always put my purpose first. I don't put anything else before my purpose besides, the creator and just, living out my life's purpose, and worshiping God. But let's play the video. Now, I did duet the video, but it's very true. And I've had multiple girls, well, not multiple. Every girl that I've taken serious, that I've given serious time with me, they always come to this place. Why? Because I'm always just, not that I'm neglectful, but I would say there was one situation where it did become a bit neglectful because besides that one issue, I did spend a lot of time to myself and there was other issues like arguing and there was some disagreements. But that thing is very, very true. It's very true because I've had girls say, "Oh, I just want to do more. I feel like I'm no use to you." Even the one girl who I said who I almost neglected, basically. Uh, but they've all said that same thing. I feel like there's nothing I can do for you. I feel like I don't feel valued. I was like, "Well, do have value. I love you. I care about you. I want to be with you. I'm here because I want to be with you." But there's this same narrative that a lot of girls say, you know, I just feel like I have no value to you. And why do they come to this place? Because one, I do like being alone. I do like my alone time. I was the only child for 10 years. Or 10 or 9 years. I think I'm 9 years older than my brother, my closest brother next to me. Right. And so I have this thing with me that I've learned to enjoy and embrace my time alone. Right. I do a lot of things alone. And I've learned to like it. I've learned to like it. I've learned to love it. and I'm very independent, and I don't like to ask anyone for anything. If there's something that I need, I'll get it on my own. I'll hustle. I'll whatever I have to do, I'll do it on my own. And I'm not a very needy person, and I'm very secure in who I am. I'm very assured of myself, I'm very confident, right? And then, obviously when you have a level of intelligence, you know that like, all right, well, I know that I can get other women. I know I can have other women, even though you might not be messing around with other women. They know that. They're aware of that. So they want to feel like they need you more. They want to feel like, oh, I want to do more things for you. And so much so that I don't necessarily have to be controlling. Like there are guys who like, oh, I told my girl to do this, she don't want to do this. But the way that I am, they offer it. Like, oh, I want to clean your room. I want to do this. Oh my God, let me wash your dishes. Let me literally, quite literally, these are the things that get told to me. And I'm just like, well, I can do it myself. I don't need you to. No, I want to do it. Let me do it. And then the complaining starts. Oh, I just feel like I'm no use to you. And that there was a situation where somebody that I actually really liked felt that way, amongst other issues. But I think that was one big issue because I'm always to myself. I put my purpose first, and I was really neglectful, and I was just doing too many things at once. But I've learned to correct that. Obviously, you want to make sure that there's not neglect, right? You want to be on your purpose. You want to put your purpose first, and you want to make sure that you're not neglecting the person. But that's not even an issue with most guys. Most guys, they don't know how to make a woman obsessed just by being on their purpose, because most of you guys aren't on your purpose like you should be. Most guys don't put their purpose first. You get out of school, oh, where the bitches at? Where the girls at? Yo, where the hoes at? No. Where's your dedication to a goal that you have? Right? Why are you not working extra hours? Right? You want to go home and play games? How about start streaming? Build a following, make some money. Right? But that's the problem. Most guys don't even know how to be independent enough and have enough balance to even make a girl obsessed. How do you start that? How do you be independent to where, one, you have a woman that becomes so needy because you're so independent and you're comfortable by yourself to where she wants your attention. She wants to do more. Obviously, one, you got to be balanced. You don't want to be completely neglectful, right? See, me personally, shit, I'm kind of okay seeing a girl once or twice a week. Like, honestly. And only because maybe at this age, I probably do have some commitment issues, not because I can't be loyal, but I just like not being told what to do. And when you're in a relationship, you now have that person almost has an obligation on you to a degree because you're with somebody. You can't neglect them, right? And a marriage is definitely now a marriage. Your wife has rights upon you, especially if you have any level of religiosity. Even outside of that, the law, your wife has rights on you, right? So you got to be balanced. But how do you start? You have to learn to be happy without women. You have to learn to be happy without women. That's first and foremost. And I would say that most guys don't know how to do that. And here's a clear indicator. If you ever been with a girl and you threaten to like unalive yourself or take your life because she's leaving you, you have not learned to be happy on your own. And this is what happens. A lot of guys get into relationships. You get into a relationship and then you're like, the girl becomes your happiness. You spend all day with her. You talk to her every day. You guys have sex all the time. You hang out. Every trip you take, every time you go to the movies is with her. And it becomes a level of comfortability, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But there has to be a balance. I don't think if this person, if you don't live with this person, you shouldn't be seeing this person every day. And then even still, if you live with a individual, you need to have healthy space. There needs to be some hours where you are apart from this person. If you're at work, let work be work. Stop texting while you're at work. Go to the gym. There needs to be some healthy space. This person needs to know not to take you for granted, but most guys don't have a purpose. Most guys don't know how to be alone by themselves. And most guys don't work on themselves. I feel like women are excellent at this. Women are excellent at working on. You ever see like when girls break up, they be like, "Oh, I'm just working on myself. I'm in the gym. I've been working on my beauty. I've been trying to lose weight. I got a new car," because they understand that guys don't do that. You don't change. You just go back to being the same exact person. The same exact person. So I think the first step to having a woman being obsessed with you because you're independent is learn how to be happy on your own. If a girl leaves you, you shouldn't be depressed and be like, oh man, like I miss her so much, like so much so to where it's like you want to unalive yourself. You can't move, you can't think, you can't operate, you can't do none of your daily functions. That's very unhealthy. Yeah, if somebody I loved left me, I'd be a little sad, and I'd be a little down. But listen, one, I have other things that are more important than that. So life doesn't stop. Life can't stop. I have goals. I have goals that need to continue that are more important than her and anything else. So when you put things above that, you understand that this is more important. If I have a goal to reach $10 million before the year is up, and I am hell bent on doing it, nothing will get in my way. Nothing. Nothing. So if a girl leaves me, I'm not going to sit there and cry and be like, oh man, that's sad. We should try to work this out. You don't. I maybe ask one more time. Are you sure? Okay, that's fine. You know what? All right, you got it. I got to get back to this purpose. And then even before that, I can't do anything that compromises God, right? I put God before my purpose. And unaliving myself, that's against my religion. I don't do that. Sorry. So I'm in a place of my morality and the things and my standards and my structure for my life will never allow me to get to that place where most men get. And you have to learn to be happy on your own. And then focusing on your purpose. Most of you don't have a purpose. You go to work and you go home, and that's it. You watch TV, play games, go hang out with your friends, hang out with your girlfriends. Life is not all about games all the time. It's okay to have fun. It's okay to, go out and have fun with your family and friends. That's okay, but that's not everything. There are things that need to come before that. What are you working towards? What goals do you have? Set a goal to buy a house. Set a goal to work on your credit. Set a goal to save $30,000. You'll be working more hours. How many hours are you working? 30, 40 hours a week? Work 50, 60, 70, 80. Be extreme. That balance stuff is for females. You want to hear females talk about having a balance. Yeah, you want to have a balance to a degree, but you want to be on your purpose. Be a beast. Be a monster. Don't sit there and be like, oh, I'm going to work 30 hours and then I'm going to go home and play some games. I'm going to go to the gym and play. No. Females need a balance. You ever have female? Oh, I'm on my period. I can't do this. This is too much. Oh, I need to go get my nails done. You don't need to go get your nails done. Get a nail clipper, clip them shit yourself. That's the problem. A lot of you guys don't have a purpose. Going to the gym is cool. All right, cool. If you want to go to the gym, set a goal for you to get a 6-pack and an 8-pack. Have a shredded body. Set a goal to get maybe anywhere from 20 to 15% body fat. If you're going to do something, do it to the max. If you sit home playing video games all day, start streaming. Create a Twitch. It costs you nothing. Get some equipment. Get you a chair. What is a chair? You go on Alibaba, those things are like less than $100. Start streaming. And just talk the regular shit that you would talk while you're not streaming, that you do on a regular basis. Make a purpose out of it. If you're going to be sitting there playing games for more than 2 to 3 hours, you should be streaming it. Make it. I don't want to hear these excuses. Oh, that's not me. I don't like talking, bro. Like, I don't like being on camera. You know what? You're making excuses for yourself. You got to find a purpose. And this is the problem. None of you guys have purpose. So you can't find something to put before a woman. You can't find something to put before anything. Your life doesn't have any meaning, and we could get into another conversation, but when you don't have a purpose, right? And this is the difference between your purpose of life and your purpose in life. I would say my purpose of life is to, worship God, right? I know a lot of people aren't so religious, and that's fine. But have a purpose in life. If you have a purpose in life, you have things and goals that you're working towards that can't and won't be compromised. And aside from that is having discipline. Nobody has discipline. I tell guys, oh, a girl pulls away. She didn't talk to me for a week, KB. What do I do? All right, well, give her space. If she asks for space and you keep texting her, but I don't want her to leave. I don't want her to talk to someone else. Have enough discipline to give somebody space if they ask for space. You don't know what that person's going through. And that space that you actually give them, that may make them miss you because before you may have been doing too much. You may have been doing too much, but because guys don't have any type of discipline, you don't have enough discipline just to let the girl go. You can't go 2 days without talking to her. Like, I have guys who call me who pay for phone calls. You're paying anywhere from $100 to $200 for a phone call, and you're like, "Well, hey KB, she didn't talk to me for a day." All right, well, give it a week, give it a few days. Oh, a week? That's crazy. I can't do that, bro. Like, come on. You don't have enough discipline to not talk to somebody for a week? You don't have enough self-control to not look at her Instagram for a week? And then you wonder why you can't have a purpose. You wonder why you don't have no discipline. It's pathetic. And you trying to blame girls? No, we got to talk about the guys. You got to take some accountability. Because I get annoyed. I've been there. I've been there when girls trying to blow my phone. I just want to talk to you. Calling my phone, calling. Yo, that shit is annoying. Leave me alone. That's how you get blocked. But because you don't have a purpose, and because you don't have the discipline to stick to a purpose, and this is the reason why you can't be happy on your own. You have to find things that make you happy. Find hobbies that make you happy. Do hobbies that make you happy. You can't find anything, go to a shooting range. Go to those. That's fun, right? I've never met a person that said, shooting guns isn't fun. Learn to shoot bow and arrow. Learn to go hiking. And be careful with hiking. You ever heard the 401 calls? Those shits are crazy. But let's stick to the topic. Just have a purpose outside of a woman, And I know a lot of guys follow me because they think that relationship advice is all I talk about. But when you get to the root of everything, yeah, I give you techniques. But when you're on your purpose, and there's been studies on this too, that women are more attracted to men that are on their purpose. I would say every year, and not every year, but there's been a lot of years where I've met very beautiful girls, very, very beautiful girls, very ambitious girls that, that a lot of men would, cut themselves to have, right? But I've let them go. I let them go because I don't put that first. And you got to understand that you can't have the best of both worlds. You can't have a man that's going to be successful, and you can't have a man that's going to be under you 24/7. And once I see a woman doesn't realize that you can't have both, you have to choose one, I let them go. I let them go because you can't make me give up what's important. And I know a lot of women will say, "Oh, I come first. If he don't put you first, girl, then you need to let him go." No. And that's why I see a correlation with marriages and relationships. Like 70 to 80% of divorces are initiated by women, and they're leaving their men. It's the same correlation in relationships. Men don't have a purpose, and they're putting them first. You're allowing your woman to lead that relationship. Oh, what do you want to do? What you feel like eating? Oh, I don't know. Women are very indecisive. But the point is, you have to get comfortable with being alone. And once you get comfortable with being alone, you have to focus on that purpose. You have to find a thing that makes you happy. And once you find these things, then you'll get that woman that will be obsessed with you. And then you'll sound like this video. Let's play the video. Where is it at? Hold on. And then you'll sound like this woman, because this is literally what I run into all the time. And it's true. It's very true. And it's something that I go, and not until I watched that video that I understand it from a woman's perspective. I always knew I chalked it up to being on my purpose. And yeah, if you're talking to a lot of girls, you can come to that conclusion too. You can definitely come to that conclusion too. Why? Because You want to talk to this girl, you want to talk to that girl, you're talking to 5 different girls at a time. So it's like you're not giving her all your attention. Yeah, that works too. But the problem is you're talking to all these girls and you're not building anything for yourself. You can't sit here and talk to girls all day and you ain't got no money in the bank. You ain't got no income. You can't give money to your mom. You can't give money to a girl if she asks. And then this is another thing. Like, I know guys, they be like, oh, I want to talk to this girl, but she asked for gas money just to come see me. Are you serious, dude? Like, I understand that a lot of guys, you shouldn't just readily give girls money like that, right? But if she's asking for $20 for gas to come see you and she said she was going to give you that guac 3,000, you can't give her $20 for gas? Of course, I give her 50. Here, take it. It's nothing. Now, if you're 18 and 17 years old, you don't have a job and that's a bit much for you, you shouldn't be dating at that point. But if you're in your 20s and you can't Cash App or send someone $20 just for gas so she can come see you, that is a problem because you're not on your purpose. You're not putting any priority on money. That's ridiculous. When I was younger, my father always told me, don't go on any dates unless you have more than enough money. So if you know that that date is going to cost maybe anywhere from $60 to $80, you should have $150 to $200 for spending on that date. And then also have things in place for contingency plans, just in case you get a flat tire, just in case you got to get some extra gas, just in case something happens and you got to buy something. But this happens because you guys aren't on your purpose. You're lazy. I condemn lazy men. I don't like lazy people. I'm not a lazy person. Shit, if you knew what I did with my day, a lot of you couldn't keep up. I do a lot with my day. And then I get upset with myself when I don't accomplish all the things I do want to accomplish. You got to be hard on yourself. I don't have excuses for guys who can't at least make, $400 to $300 a week. That's come on, that's sad. That's money, buying food, taking care of responsibilities, being dependent on me. I don't even have any kids yet. But you guys are hitting me up talking about, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. I gotta understand certain things are tactical, certain things need to be understood. But if you can't stay on your purpose, I'm not going to commend that. I will condemn that. You got to stay on your purpose. And you need to find the things that are going to make you happy without being in a relationship first. Because if you can't be happy by yourself first, you're going to become codependent on that individual. And then things are going to be bad for you. And that's how guys get into this state where they're talking about, oh, I'm going to take my life. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. You should never want to take your life because somebody leaves you. Are you serious? You know how many women there are more of them than there are us. You shouldn't be going on dates if you don't have enough money. You need to be on your purpose. You need to be a little more harder on yourself. But anyway, guys, we're going to end this podcast off, and then we'll do some Q&A. If you guys are on the Zoom call, if you're a Patreon member, get on the Zoom call. You can speak to me, and then we'll answer some questions there, and then we'll also answer some questions in the chat. We're on TikTok and we're on Instagram. If you guys are on Instagram, get over to TikTok or YouTube. Hit the link in the bio because my other phone is about to die. It's literally like on its last legs, like on 1%. But yeah, we're gonna end this podcast off with J.O. Say It Ain't, and then we'll take some questions.
Yeah, nigga. This is that big Hollywood shit, nigga. We copping that shit you wish you could get. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking around out here, man. Fuck you thought it was, nigga. You know how we do it, nigga. We doing back-to-back shit. Ain't no stopping, ain't no motherfucking breaks, nigga. This shit ain't for the weak. So tell them niggas, watch out. I'm gon' blow, ain't depending on them niggas. Yeah, I'm gon' roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas saying ain't so. Saying ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas saying ain't so. Saying ain't. Ain't so got it figured out. Tried to be the nice guy, but now I'm on a different route. Probably got your girlfriend in my crib just trying to dick it down. And best believe I kick her out if she don't plan on putting out. Yeah, cause I'm a dog, I'm a fucking dog. Got a lot of bitches, but I'm always trying to fuck some more. Yeah, so what you want from a nigga? I done found out the game and they don't be loving niggas. I'm good, I'm all set. The way I do my own thing, yeah, they all vex. Out here calling shots like a motherfucking rep. Whole time y'all was playing checkers, I was playing chess. Man, this shit a mess. I'm going blow. Ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm going roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so that I'm back, nigga. Tell Shorty that I'm in. She know he a whack, nigga. Doing all that yapping. He just hating cause my stack's bigger. Hit it from the back. I'm the one that got her ass bigger. Yeah, and I'm a boss. I'm a fucking boss. Feeling like I'm Cali, baby. I ain't never took a loss. Nah, and I made y'all with the cross. Putting on for my city, and I put that on the cross. So I'm good. I'm all set. Who's real, who's fake? Now let's put them to the test. I ain't worried about a thing, baby. I ain't never stressed. Ben thought I was that nigga. Man, I must confess. Bitch, I've been the best. I'm going blow, ain't depending on no niggas. Yeah, I'm going roll. I ain't even tripping about the lies being told. That's what happens when you poppin' niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. Got the city on fire, but I'm still too cold. Always tell it like it is. Yeah, you know I'm too bold, but you still sleeping on me. Niggas say it ain't so. Say it ain't.
Somebody asks, what age you plan on getting married? Listen, that's the most difficult part. So I'll tell you this. I made a 10-year plan, right? And in my 10-year plan, I only got to 5 years. And it got difficult at 5 years because that's when it comes time to like having a family, getting married, and all that good shit. So that's a hard part because it's like, who do I marry? I also said to myself that I won't get married unless I have at least $1 million liquid, which is not too far. That's not too far fetched. $1 million is not even a lot of money nowadays. So one, I have to accomplish that goal before I can allow myself to get married. And then obviously I want to be a very wealthy man. So it's like, let's obtain these riches. And it's like, do you have more than one wife? A lot of women aren't with it. And I feel like a lot of women that are with it are like lesbians or gay or just have some type of crazy relationships. But I want to have some structure to my marriage. I don't want my wife to be hooking up with other women behind my back. I think that is still cheating in my book. Some women don't, some men don't. I'm not okay with that for a marriage. I think if we're married, that is something, that is, you got to set up by laws. You got to have some laws and structures and rules to that shit. Yeah. Yo, P, you dead funny. He said, be careful when hiking, not the gun range is wild. No, you never heard of those 411 calls? That shit is crazy. What are your thoughts on people who think there's a honeymoon stage in a relationship eventually dies out? Now that's real. And it's only a honeymoon stage because they don't know how to maintain a balance. That's why everybody needs to get the relationship course. Hit the link in the bio, get the relationship course. And the reason for that is people don't know how to take healthy space. They call each other, speak to each other every day. There's no healthy space. There's no healthy balance, right? And then there's no idea of this idea of certainty is given so readily that one of the two couples become so comfortable that they feel they can do everything. Oh, he ain't gonna never leave. She ain't gonna never leave. I could do what I want. And then the disrespect. There's a lot of different components as to why there's a such thing as a honeymoon phase. And I would say that's one thing that never ended with me. Even in every relationship that ended, the last thing to go was the sex. Like we'd be done and agreed to stop talking. And then like, we're still having sex. And then, I'm like, all right, I don't like how this feels because now you're talking to other people and I'm not going to be sitting here. You're not going to be having sex with me and still talking to other men. So we're going to wipe that off. You know what I'm saying? But that's because men don't understand how to be in relationships, and they give into this narrative of happy wife, happy life. That shit is bogus. Because why are your needs more important than mine? Why does everything that you want and need goes first? So that means my happiness doesn't matter? Absolutely not. And a woman will say, "Oh no, it's a mutual thing." Yeah, but you getting your way with everything? Absolutely not. I'm a leader. I will lead a relationship. I'm a just leader. And this is how we're going to do things. You know? So that honeymoon phase is a no-go. Guys, by the way, if you're still on Zoom, you can speak up and ask your questions. I'm not answering any questions in a chat. You got to speak. So if you guys want to speak up, I know that one guy, he was talking about his situation. If he still wants to talk, you can talk. How do we get people up here to talk on this? On a TikTok. But ask your questions, guys. Just repeat them, because if I didn't see them, there was a lot going on for sure. Still hooked up with my ex when she got feelings. I don't know. We were taken for 3 months and cheated on me with her ex. I found out and she ghosted me. Ooh. Well, if you're talking and she's not your girlfriend, technically that's not cheating. But it always comes down to dynamics. Some girls are just ruthless vatos, but aside from that, yeah, you gotta know how to deal with people. Oh, you were exclusive. Well, still technically it's not cheating. But no, it almost feels like cheating. But you got to set boundaries. But I'm telling you, it comes down to your dynamics. If you guys can send the invite to join, I don't know how to do that. Let's see, how do we do that? How do you have people up here to join your live chat? Settings. When you're in a relationship, you open up. What is the sweet spot, the limit between opening up and being mysterious? Well, it ain't that much mystery in a relationship. It's just about setting boundaries and having healthy space. Like I explain all of this in a relationship course. It's a lot of different components. It's never just one thing, right? Obviously, having good sex is a thing. Not being too extreme with certainty. Like if a woman says, "Oh, will you ever leave me? I just want to know you'll never leave me." Well, yeah, if you cheat on me, yeah, I'm gonna leave you, right? But guys don't say things like that. Like if you start to disrespect me, if you if you become abusive, if you hit me, men do get abused too. Like just setting boundaries. Yeah, well, I can't say never, but that's certainty. That's when people get comfortable. It's not just women, it's men too. People get comfortable and then they start to walk all over you, tolerating things that you shouldn't be tolerating. And you tell people how you want to be treated when you tolerate things that you shouldn't be tolerating, like somebody disrespecting you, calling you stupid, calling you outside of your name because you did something wrong. No, we're not going to do that. If you don't like how I did something, you can express that, but you're not going to call me outside my name. There's certain things I don't tolerate at all, and neither should you. Because when you allow that, you're telling that person it's okay for you to call me these names under any circumstances. And I'm never going to leave you because I told you I would never leave you. How do you think you can maintain a healthy relationship like that? Absolutely not. Get the fuck out of here. She's my girlfriend, but she's always dry as F when we talk, and I always check her when she disrespect me, but she keeps doing it. What should I do? Take space. Next time she do it, don't talk to her for about a few days. She not taking you serious. If somebody keep disrespecting you and you keep doing it, this is why you need the relationship course. All this stuff is in the relationship course. Hit the link in the bio. It's a pair of sneakers. I promise you. These are things I've been doing for the past 3 years. I've been saving marriages, literally. Like I have guys telling me they give me, sometimes I get like $2,000, $1,000, $500 tips because I've helped them more than their therapist. But yeah, if somebody keeps disrespecting you and you tell them to stop and they keep doing it, you got to take space and be willing to walk away too, because they're not taking you serious. Well, you know, you're already effed up, but I'm telling you, the devil's in the details. You got to get down to your dynamics. I'm telling you, that's where you messed up. I don't know how to request people. How do I request people on live? Is there not a request place, like a request box for you guys to like do that? Where do I go to do that? Settings, moderator rankings, mute accounts, block accounts, can limit notifications. How and when do I know it's time to let go and move on after multiple breakups with the same girl? Well, if you're considering it, it's probably something you want to do. What women do is they act so disrespectful and outrageous in a relationship until a guy does leave them, because sometimes that's what they want, or they just start moving on while in the relationship. So if you feel like the relationship isn't growing, but it usually comes to dynamics, I'm telling you, whenever somebody tells me their problems and then I hear their dynamics and you hear that dynamics are crazy and it's not conducive for a long-term relationship, and then you wonder why you're not getting respect or whatever you think is good in your relationship, there has to be a change. But usually you have to change yourself first, because until you change yourself, you're never going to change your problems. Maybe it's something that can be fixed, maybe it can't. But if you feel like leaving is the only option, then maybe there's something you got to do. But like I said, the devil's in the details. There are cases when a girl says they're not ready for a relationship to be true. Yeah, and you shouldn't be asking for a relationship before. This is why you guys need a relationship course. Hit the link in the bio. I did a whole chapter on this. There's reasons why you don't ask a girl for a relationship first. Course save you thousands of dollars for real. Seriously, it just saves you a lot of money in therapy, a lot of things. All right, then you need to leave her. Break up with her. If you take space and she's still being disrespectful, she's still being dry, she might be stepping out on you, or maybe you just need to let things go. If you're still complaining and you address the issues that you have and it's not changing, it's time for you to walk away. That's what needs to be done. You need to walk away. As a man, we're not perfect. We have weaknesses. She sees that. She feels it. She sees it. How do I go about it? You got to change up. Like jealousy can be a really big weakness, and a lot of women use that against you. So if she knows certain things that make you jealous, she's upset at you. Sometimes women just test you. They'll do this shit on purpose, right? I know this is one thing that I used to experience, like when I was younger. Like if I'm dating a girl, she'll be getting a phone call, and I've already said it, like, who calling your phone? Just, just being bossy. I'm a little bossy sometimes, not controlling. And then she'll notice that. So what she'll do, she'll be getting a call from like her mom and her sister. Literally, I've seen it before. Like I've seen it before. She like tried to hide her phone. I hear the phone ring and I'd be like, who calling you? Oh, don't worry about it. It's nothing. It's nothing. And then after a while, you see like, oh, you just trying to fuck with me, because you're showing jealousy, because you have no self-control, right? Because you give in to every little whim. You react to everything instead of responding. Reactions are, it's like a reflex. No. Okay, so somebody calling you, don't even ask. Pretend not to care. And then when you change up, and they're like, oh, because they will use that against you. And it's so, get the relationship course. It's all there, man. It's the price of a pair of sneakers. Go get it. You're asking all these questions, and there's like a 12-week course. You don't have, it's not going to take 12 weeks. Each slide is pretty long. It's literally like classes. It's like 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 20 minutes. Everything is there, bro. How do I have live access? He said, I think you need to have live access. But how do I do that? I have live access though. Because I've done it before. I'm gonna request somebody. I can invite people. Like I just sent an invite to somebody. So if you guys want to come up, say I want to come up, and I'll invite you. What are dynamics? Dynamics are the dynamics between two people. You can have dynamics between anything. Your dynamics is how you guys interact with each other, how you guys function in a relationship. What are your day-to-day interactions like? That's what dynamics are. Of course, I go into detail on Patreon. But see, the difference between Patreon, everything is scattered all over the place. On the relationship course, things are in chronological order. I say you be on both because there's a lot of different things on Patreon, but the relationship course is geared towards being in a relationship. It's geared towards having a relationship. So it's a little different. Yeah, the relationship course is it's not on the site anymore, but you can still get it. I uploaded it to YouTube. You're not going to see it on YouTube. You still have to pay for it. So text my assistant and once you send proof of payment, you can get it's really cheap too. It's like $40. He said, I just got into the biggest fight with my girl, this girl best friend that I cut off called me. She said she needs what? I gave her and told my girl. Okay, so why you getting into an argument? You ain't do nothing wrong. You got to learn to diffuse situations. If something's not that serious, then you shouldn't be a fight. You shouldn't be getting into an argument about it. All right, let's see if we can invite people up here. I don't know how to do it. Let's see, who can we invite? If you guys want to come up and speak, just come up and I'll invite you. What are we talking about on 2 of the U? I see what you're saying, bro, but is there really no way to raise her interest? I don't know. Like, dude, if you want to raise your girl's interest, I would literally have to know your dynamics. You would have to get on a phone call. Like, I can't give you answers through a few messages that you're putting in a chat. I would literally need to know your dynamics. When you understand somebody's dynamics, then you can give detailed answers as to what's going on and what should be going on, the things that should be fixed. Well, that's more of the relationship. That's more of like, well, honestly, the relationship course, it's a lot of game in it, period. Why is no dating in Texas is harder than dating in New York? I doubt that. And that's a subjective. I feel like dating isn't hard at all, but everybody's life experience is a bit different. But the relationship course is definitely a lot of game on there, a lot, and a lot of it can work on initial dates. That'll be probably the next course I do. Getting girls, or maybe I'll write a book. A lot of people have been asking for books. I think that's going to be my next project. Somebody said, see, if you guys want to send a request, you can send a request. What's the deal, man?
What's up? Hold up. What the fuck? Hold up. Can you see me?
I can see you. What's going on?
All right, I got a question.
Shoot.
Like, for me, I got a girlfriend, but like, the bitches be fucking with me. So, but I find bitches annoying.
All right, look, bro, do me a favor. Try not to curse because I don't want to get banned off live. So just watch your language. All right. But yeah, so okay, you got a girlfriend, but a lot of girls are into you.
Yeah, a lot of different women are interested in me.
Okay.
So, and me and my girlfriend, we go on breaks. So if me and her go on breaks, I know it's allowed. But I just, for some reason, other women don't attract me except for the only person who actually gets me sexually aroused is my girlfriend.
Okay.
But I find other women fine, and I really don't know. Sometimes women just irritate me a little bit because I'm kind of like in grind mode right now. So I'm going to the gym, going to work, doing whatever, doing what I gotta do. But I be trying to get in different women's guts, but like I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. It's hard to explain, bro.
Yeah, I'm really not sure what you're asking because you literally just said that other women don't sexually arouse you except your girlfriend, but you trying to get in other women's guts. I'm confused as hell.
Not like that. No, not like that. I don't know. It's just hard to explain. Like
yeah, because I'm not sure what you're asking me right now.
Okay, so also, okay, I do have a straightforward question. I'm gonna have to answer the other question by myself, but I was DMing this one girl, and she wanted me first, and I was DMing her, and then it was just like it was taking too long. I don't really care because I'm not really on Instagram that much, but like, it was taking too long, so I kind of like forgot about her, and then she texted me back, so I'm like, it's the mixed signal things, and I don't fuck with the mixed signals. You either want me or you don't want me, so I don't like wasting time.
Okay, so what's your question?
My question is, how do I get her attention, basically?
So, my first question is: are you still on a break with your girlfriend? What's going on with that?
Yeah. I don't know. She's iffy.
So you guys are broken up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start there. Let's make sure that we're not cheating, right? I mean, I know it's gonna happen sometimes, but listen, I gotta advise you to do the right thing. That's first. That's first and foremost. Second, now you said you said you don't have patience. You're saying how do you get her attention?
Basically, how do I get the girl's attention? Basically.
How do you get her attention? I mean,
yeah, because she wanted me first, so she went to my man and was like, "Give him my Instagram, he's cute." So I'm like, okay, whatever. I text her Instagram.
When did she get your Instagram?
No, she told my friend, she told my friend to give him my Instagram because he's cute. So I was like, so I got her Instagram. My friend gave me her Instagram.
Okay.
I text her, but she's
and how long? Kind of like, how long have you guys been talking?
Like a day or two.
Dude, it's only been a day or two. What?
Bro, it's like I don't know, bro. But she takes like days to respond. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you only been talking for 2 days. How does she take days to respond? How many? What's the time lapse? I'm confused.
Okay, so I went to a party last week. I live in Maryland, so I went to a Baltimore party, and she seen us there, and then we went to McDonald's after, and then right after that, so it was probably from Sunday to now, so it's been a couple days.
Okay, Sunday to what's today? I think today's Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's Friday now, but.
And what's the problem? She didn't respond to you? She left you unseen?
She takes like days to respond. So it'll be like 15 hours, 22 hours, and then it'll be like a day. So it's like, should I keep applying pressure or should I leave it alone?
Yeah, don't apply too much pressure, because if you're responding, if a girl wants to actually talk to you, and you're pursuing her in the right way, you'll get responses out of her. But one thing to entice her a little more, if you only have her on Instagram, if you're a little more active on Instagram, what you could do is show that your life is exciting, show your life is the shit, post things on your story, post dates, do things that are enticing, that make this person want your attention. Like, damn, he's always posting something fun. Who's he going with? He must be on dates, there's things like that. But you can't compromise yourself too much trying to keep double and triple texting someone because they're not responding. But that's the thing, though. If you're single, be single. Don't get caught up on that one person, because this happens all the time. You get a girl's Instagram and nothing ever comes from it. That's why it's preferable and it's better for you to try to get her number than Instagram. But you can't get caught up in that. You can't get caught up because a girl's not texting you back.
Oh yeah, I understand. I'm just saying I don't like asking for the number just because women that's just like for me, women nowadays like get uncomfortable fast, so I don't want to make them uncomfortable. So it'd be like what, and they're like, I don't know. It's just kind of
yeah, but that's just you not being good at talking to girls. You can't worry about, oh, she's uncomfortable. You don't, and that's not game. You don't just go ask a girl for a number. Girls will give you their number quick, fast, and then they'll never respond.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so that's you talking about you uncomfortable. You just not good at approaching.
Yeah, I guess, yeah, no, that makes sense.
So maybe that's something you need to work on.
Yeah.
But I think you need to. Your position is a little confusing. I'm not sure if you're still with your girl. I'm not sure if you're not.
No, yeah. It's it's confusing to me too. So okay. So the two things you told me. So you said make my life, not make it more exciting, but start posting shit that's more exciting to that specific girl, to whoever.
Yeah, that's one. That just, if you want to get a girl and she replies she's iffy, one, you can't be too caught up on her, right? You shouldn't just be focused on that. You're single now. She's not your girlfriend. You can't expect her to treat you like your girlfriend, right? So you can't expect this girl that you just got her Instagram and you're talking about you're getting impatient because this one girl that gave you an Instagram is not responding. She replies days later. That's an indicator to me that you're talking to no one else.
Okay.
Am I right?
Oh, no, that's not right.
So why are you so caught up in this one girl? There's so many girls.
She's bad.
All right, but that's the problem. And this is the problem with guys. They get a guy who that they think a girl is so bad. They think this girl is so separate from everybody else that they have to treat her differently. You gotta treat her like you treat every other regular girl, because you think she's so bad, she's so special. Now you think she gets extra treatment. Now you're treating so extra advice. You treating her so extra like nice and good that like now you coming off a bit needy. Now you coming off as doing too much. Now you find yourself waiting for her text message. She's pretty, she's bad, but you gotta treat her like a regular girl. Don't be overzealous. Don't be waiting by the phone for her text message. And that's the problem. And this is why guys get caught. Oh, bro, I turn down girls all the time, but this one, she's special. No, she's not. She's a regular girl. Treat her like a regular girl. Be calm, cool, and collected. You doing too much.
You're damn right.
It's simple.
Okay.
Very, very simple. And talk to other girls. But if you want to get her attention, but you can't be so caught up on that one girl, bro.
Yeah.
It's billions and millions of girls. For every girl like her, I'm pretty sure there's 20,000 in your area just like it.
Yeah.
Listen, it shouldn't be hard for anybody to get a girl with the invention of dating apps and approaching. It's easy. So what you tripping for?
Damn right. I should be tripping it off. Damn right. All right, back. Good luck, bro.
No problem. Let somebody else get on here.
All right.
KB,
what's the deal, man?
How do I get my girl to be more vulnerable and open up more when she mirrors my energy? Because I'm a very, I would say, private person, and like I'm not very vulnerable, or I don't put a lot of my problems out. And whenever we start talking, she's like, I just don't want to say things knowing you're not going to say anything back.
Okay. Well,
does that make sense? Because it's like we'll be talking about something, and I'll just be like, "What you mean by that?" And then she'll just be like, "Well, I feel like if I tell you, like you won't say anything, or like you never open up to me. You've never told me anything you've been through." And then she's like, "So why should I tell you like anything about me in a sense?" You know what I mean?
Well, tell her to be her own person. She's such a copycat.
Yeah.
It's fucking immature. Tell her to grow up.
Yeah.
Get a fucking grip. No, I'm being silly.
No, but I got you though. It adds up.
Yeah, no, I'm being silly. But one thing is, women will reciprocate energy.
Yeah, it's annoying.
Yeah, they will. And My thing is, how are you going about it though? What is exactly that she wants?
I
Like,
mean,
what? Because
mostly
she said
like
that you don't ever tell her anything. Why is she in a relationship with somebody she doesn't know? I'm not understanding. You gotta
it's more of like we've been together for about 4 months now, but we've been talking for about like a year, and it's just more so. Hold up, let me read the sheets real quick. It's just like she'll just say things. Hold up, let me just read this.
I feel like these shouldn't be text
It's like
conversations. These should be phone
it's kind of
conversations.
confusing, like to explain, because it's just like she'll just say things like, I don't even know how to explain it, but she just would it.
You got to
like,
be able
she
to
hears
explain
my-
it if you want my help.
I know. Hold up.
I gotta. I'm trying to help you, bro, but I don't know what the fuck you talking about.
Yeah, I don't really know how to explain it, because it would. It's just.
Well, is she asking you to open up emotionally?
Nah, not to a sense. I mean, I feel like she knows me pretty well, where it's just kind of like she can't really like get there with me like that. Like, I'm just not a very emotional, like, oh, like this is what I'm going through. This is like this,
And
this is
that's
that. Like,
fine,
I don't
but
really open up like that.
what is she asking you for is the question. Because I don't.
I mean, I would say yes, she does a little bit. She's asking more so like just to see like where I'm coming from, or like just actually, I would say like she's asking more for me, like emotionally, like just be like just simple things like like how's your day, and I'll just be like, I mean, it's good, like it's chilling. How's yours? And then she was like, why are you always like so bland? Like you never tell me like anything about your life and stuff. So it's like, and then she's like, I would guess, yes, I would say she wants me to open up more, but it also like,
Okay.
I feel like she.
All right, wait, hold on. So I'm a little confused. So when she asks you about your day, what will be your typical reply?
I mean, usually just good. It's just been good. It's chilling, not too much, just work, and just be at the gym.
So this is something that you would say to her. Oh, how she's like,
Yeah.
so how was your day, babe? You'd be like, shit, chilling at the gym. That's it.
No, I mean, yeah, like to a certain extent, yeah.
So listen, I don't think your problem is necessarily expressing emotions. You're not a great communicator, and it's simple, guys. A lot of guys are simple, but dude, all you have to do, and there's nothing wrong with wrong with expressing your day.
Where do you find like, to what sense though, is there a fine line between communicating and being like too expressive? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's the difference. You can communicate. You don't have to be fucking bland. I communicate very well. I like if I'm talking to a girl, I'll send her a video and be like, yeah, she was like, what'd you do today? So I'll send her a video because they want to be in my business. They should, as they should be.
Yeah.
She should want to be in your business. She
Yeah,
want to know every detail. So I'll give her some. I'll send her a video, be like, yeah, so what did I do today? Oh, mostly because I just want to record myself because I think I look good. And I want to bless her day with this fucking beauty. That's first and foremost. So I'll send her a video, be like, oh, and I'll just give her details, like the details that I want to disclose for the day. Like, well, I went to the gym earlier. Stupid ass girl was hitting on me, and then after that, I went and got a smoothie. They got this new kiwi quencher. I love that shit. That shit is great. And then after that, I worked out a few hours at the fitness gym after the boxing gym, and then I had to help my mom with something. Then I helped my brother with something, and then oh, my cat, she ran away. Literally things that have all happened to me. But that's not expressing emotions. That's just communicating about my day. I'm not being a boring motherfucker. You sound very boring.
Yeah, I got you. And then
that's a difference between expressing emotions. Now, when you let me tell you the difference. Being too excessive with expressing emotions is, oh, I'm so sad, babe. Like, this is annoying. How come you don't text me? How come you don't talk to me? That's you know, and you're doing it
Yeah.
consistently all the time, and you get into this feminine state. What you're doing is what you're talking about is completely different.
And then because I watched one of your videos on Patreon, and it was, you know, talking about kind of like opening up to a certain extent to make the girl feel worthy, like she has like a purpose in the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, to what extent is like opening up? Obviously, you're not gonna get emotional and cry and complain, but it's like, because I feel like, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, but
like, to what?
Like I literally just said, what you're talking about is talking about your day, just giving more detailed responses.
No, but now I'm talking about just like opening up in general, like a deeper conversation. Would you say to stay out of those conversations, or to engage and be like, oh,
all right, you have to explain what you mean. What's a deeper conversation? What is she
all right,
asking
so
for? That's a deeper conversation.
So my parents are like divorced, and she knows that, obviously. And then so she has like some parent problems too, like her dad always yelling and stuff. And then she's like, do you ever like she asked me one time, like, what do you think is more traumatizing, like a broken household or like divorced parents? And I was just like, I mean, I'm not really sure. Like, you know, I can't really explain, like, you know, how I feel. But is that something you would go forth about talking about? Or is that something you would just kind of be like, nah, it's more.
Bro, that's not even talking about feelings. That's just a question. And you said the difference between parents divorcing or a household broken. That, first of all, it sounds like the same thing. That's first and foremost. Second, it's okay to talk about those things, right? It's okay to say, well, broken. Well, like I said, it's hard to give an example because it sounds like the same thing you just said. But it's okay to talk about those things. Mm-hmm. The boundary where you should stay away from.
I love you.
You just told me you love me.
Hmm?
You just told me you love me.
No, I'm my dad.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say what's
Nah, that's crazy,
bro. This is the most confusing.
It's good.
It's the most confusing conversation. Listen, the only boundary you want to stay away from is when you're opening up too much, right? When you're opening up too much about your feelings. What you're talking about is a conversation that can be a little emotional or touching, right?
Yeah.
But when you get into your feelings all the time, when you start behaving like a female, like for example, if she's like, damn, if you're upset that she's always going out, like, babe, you don't love me. Why do you say that? Because I asked you to go out and you always go out. Or babe, why didn't you text me in 12 hours? It's okay. Sometimes you'd be like, oh, why am I like sometimes if I didn't hear from a girl all day, I'd be like, why am I being neglected? Simple. I won't go excessive. I won't start explaining how I feel, and I won't complain all the time. There are guys that push a woman away because they complain all the time and they get into their emotions all the time. So now you put yourself in this feminine state. The things you're talking about are perfectly fine. Just stay away from being too emotional and in your feelings.
Yeah, okay, I got you. I was just having a hard time like creating like, you know, the barrier from like emotional and like deep conversations, I guess.
Yeah, that's just a deep conversation. That's not necessarily being emotional, and that's okay. But even still, you need to, like, you know, just think a little bit and take your time answering questions, because it just sounds like these are not even really crazy issues, you know. And opening up sometime can come back to, you know, haunt you, and it can, like, you know, it can mess up your relationship. But
not for sure.
What you're talking about is just conversation, and you got to have these conversations because it is an indicator of how you're leading your relationship. She's coming to you for an opinion. She wants to know what's going on. She wants to know what's your opinion about something. So if she can't take your opinion and think about how you think about things, how are you leading your relationship? It doesn't sound like you're leading efficiently.
Yeah, I got you.
So I think also, bro, you need to check out the relationship course, because honestly, these are
I'm trying to stack the bread right now to get it. So
man, it's not expensive. It's like $200 or something like that. It's the price of a pair of sneakers. That's nothing. But
but
in the meantime, study on Patreon, because essentially
with the exception of about maybe 4 chapters. All that stuff is on Patreon. It's just scattered all over the place amongst like years. It's like 3 years worth of content, right?
Yeah.
So yeah. So
Yeah,
there's that.
I got you. Thank you.
No problem. Guys, $200 is not a lot of money. I brought a pair of Jordans, I brought a pair of Jordans this month, actually. It was like $200. That's not a lot of money. $200 is not a lot of money. I get it. If you're poor, let me stop. That's a woman tactic. If you're poor, just say that. You know what women be saying this shit? I'm not going to do that to y'all. Shit, if you broke, you don't need to be dating then. Y'all know my motto. If you broke, stay your ass in the house. Stay home. Anybody else send a request? So apparently that last guy who came on here, he sent a request. You guys can just send a request and we'll talk. Damn, who's this person? They got 9K. All right, guys. Any more questions? I'm gonna get off of here in a little bit. Damn, it's 1 a.m. already. How do I hit up a girl that seems hard to get, but send a request. Talk it up. Ask your questions. Yeah, the access to Zoom is on for Patreon members only. So if you're on Patreon, you can come in here and just talk. But that's the great part, dude. Like Patreon's cheap. Join a $16 tier. And then when I come on tomorrow, you can join. What am I gonna say to my ex who I haven't seen in 2 months? I have to see her because I left my chain at her dorm. Well, that depends. Do you want her back? Dude, what the fuck you mean? What are you gonna say? Nothing. You go get your shit and dip out. What do you want from her? That's the question. How that other guy send the request then? I don't understand. Let me see if I can find you. Oh, what? It's on. It says allow request viewers. Yeah, it's on. So you guys should be able to do it. I don't like that. Yeah, the request permission settings is on. You guys should be able to send requests because that other guy sent the request. How do I make a Valentine move without making her feel special? What? I think the point of Valentine's Day is to make her feel special one way or another. You have to make her feel some type of value, right? You don't want to do too much. I'm not really sure what you're asking for there, buddy. I'm not sure what you asking there, buddy. KB, how many Valentines you gonna have this year? You ever see Wayne's Brothers? Remember Pops? You asking too much, man. You doing too much. You doing too much. Shit, my mama gonna be my Valentine. Let's put it like that. I ain't doing nothing. Staying my ass home. Bro said we 10 minutes from each other. What does that mean? It's a little weird. How do you know that? What do you mean by that? Oh, I got a lot of pairs of sneakers. I should at least like 100 some change, maybe 200. I saw you running. I think he said meant to say I saw you running one time. Shh. Don't be telling people my location. You gotta chill, bro. I don't want to have to block you. Yeah, a lot of people see me around. You should be spoiled too. Like I said, bro, I don't know if you were emotional or not. I would need to know the dynamics. When you have no intentions, I think you mean intentions on dating her. Yeah, I mean, hey, girls do it all the time. You can go on a date with a girl. So it's a little misleading, but why waste your time? KB, how you feel about promise rings? Because I know it gives hella certainty in a relationship. Listen, if promise rings are, if you do it the right way, like if you make her your girlfriend, just be like, this is the promise ring that I promise I'll be your boyfriend. You ain't got to get it, no conditions. And if you do give in conditions, these conditions and boundaries need to be discussed before. You can do it like, I want to, will you be my girlfriend? Kind of do it like a marriage thing, make you seem like a really great guy, make things official, but you could do it. You could swing it in your way if you want. That's actually a really good idea for a Patreon video. I'll make that video after this. You can give it. There's nothing wrong with it. But what does it mean? That's the whole thing. What does it mean to her? What does it mean to you? Should I cheat back or leave? Listen, whenever somebody, if you're a man and a woman cheats on you, always leave her. Always leave her. You can't forgive a woman for cheating because it's always a little more personal when a woman cheats. And chances are what happened was she just got caught. It's always a little more personal. Leave her ass ASAP. Don't forgive her. Says my girl got an abortion 2 weeks ago and was with her, but she says she needs space now. I mean, yeah, that's a good reason to have space, bro. Like, she's a murderer. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh at your situation, but that is pretty serious. And I feel like, me personally, I feel like abortion is cool if a man was forced upon her, right? But if it was consensual, you're in a relationship, she's probably going through some things. That's perfectly normal. Unless that baby wasn't yours. Well, you just got to understand what's going on. Her mom want me, should I clap? Bro, come on. I'm not entertaining these crazy ass questions. If you think that's the right thing to do, you go ahead and do that, man. You should. Don't join it for me. I appreciate the respect. See, if you respect me, send me a tip. But you join Patreon for you, not me. It's for your benefit. Shit, I put it there. I mean, it's a lot of knowledge, but you gotta pay for it. But it's join it for you. You think you can, motherfucker, you can learn a lot. What you need to do is join Patreon and then get the relationship course also. Do that. There's a lot of different things. You need to join Patreon and learn some game. That's how you hook up with these hard to get girls. And honestly, stay on your purpose and better yourself. But anyway, guys, it's been great. I need everybody to hit the link in the bio, subscribe to Patreon if you want game and sauce and perfect your relationship. So get the relationship course. Trust me, it's worth all the money. It's literally like taking a college course in class. It's worth about 12 weeks of knowledge if you watch one video every day. I believe it's about anywhere from like 17 to 20 chapters. It's a lot of knowledge. It's a lot of stuff for you to take notes on. It's knowledge that you'll have forever. And if that's too much, get the join Patreon. Patreon is so beneficial. And then on top of that, when you're on Patreon, you can join the Zoom calls and talk. So hit the link in the bio. Make sure you subscribe to TikTok, subscribe to YouTube, and subscribe to the podcast. If you don't want to pay for nothing, the podcast and YouTube are free, and there's a lot of beneficial stuff on here. Anyway, guys, thank you for everybody joining. I will try to be more consistent. I will be back tomorrow and hopefully every day of the week. And I'm out of here.